But first, the frightening and deadly shooting at a big and busy mall, shoppers scrambling for their lives. And this morning, police investigating what may have sent the gunman into a killer rage. ABC's Jeff Zeleny has the latest from the scene in Columbia, Maryland. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Dan. It all happened in an instant, witnesses said, and not a single word was exchanged between the gunman and his two victims before a burst of shotgun blasts sparked an afternoon of horror. Overnight, bomb squad units worked to secure the deadly scene at this mall in Columbia, Maryland, bringing in robots to disable two crude devices on a gunman who killed two mall employees and injured several others, all before turning the gun on himself.
Kids are hiding in the bathroom. It's the upper level near the stairs, hearing active shots.
This morning, police are scouring surveillance tapes to try to make sense of the crime.
There were a lot of people here at the Columbia Mall Saturday morning at 11:15. This was a very scary incident.
A domestic argument, authorities tell ABC News, is the leading theory behind the killing of the two employees who worked at a skating shop, 21-year-old mother Brianna Benlolo and 25-year-old Tyler Johnson. The shooting just outside Washington on Saturday sparked terror for hundreds of shoppers and store employees.
Everybody ducked to the ground. I heard more than 10 shots.
People started running and screaming, and then I hear it again. Boom, boom, boom.
They were pretty loud.
For many, saving the children became the #1 priority.
I grabbed at least a kid that I could see and ran into Sears to keep them safe.
It's horrifying. It's just horrifying. Just protect the kids.
And others didn't know where to go.
Where do you go? You're in a fitting room area. You know, if someone's going to come in, you're still just as vulnerable.
Authorities are trying to piece together how the man entered the mall with so much firepower.
Really what malls have to do perhaps is improve their cameras, improve their private security, and be able to immediately react.
Now, authorities tell me the shooter had enough ammunition to kill so many more people, but he appeared to only target those two victims. Now, his name is not being released, but police are searching his apartment today, trying to piece together what put him on a path to kill. Bianna?
Jeff, our thanks to you. And we're joined now by Sandy Berkmeyer and her daughter Courtney, who were both shopping at the mall when shots rang out. Sandy and Courtney, good morning to you after what I can imagine was a traumatic night. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Thank you.
And Sandy, I want to begin with you. Can you set the scene for us? You were actually at a store that was located directly below where the shots rang out, correct?
Yes, that's correct. We were in American Eagle, and we were in the back in the dressing room area.
And what was the initial thing that you first heard?
We heard a loud bang, and we weren't quite sure what it was. My daughter thought that it could be gunshots, and we were just kind of waiting to see what would happen. And then we heard two more, and then finally a fourth.
And Courtney, what did you do then when you did finally realize that there were gunshots going off at the mall? Where did you and your mom go?
Well, we were already really close to the dressing room because I was actually trying clothes on. So we just got in the dressing room as fast as we could, and we crouched on top of the bench so that our feet weren't going to be seen under the dressing room because we didn't really know what was going on. We just knew there were gunshots.
And can you describe the scene around you? Were there a lot of people there with you? Was there chaos? Was it orderly?
It actually was pretty surreal because it was really quiet. There was just another lady and her small baby in a dressing room near us.
Your husband, Steve, who happens to be a police officer, was at the mall, but at a different part of the mall when this all happened. Had he heard the gunshots too? Did he know what was happening right away?
Yeah, he was actually a little bit closer to the gunshots, I think, than we were. He was kind of like right near the food court area. So he heard and saw everybody running.
And how long did it take before you talked to him?
He called immediately, probably after the third shot, and he did tell us that there was a shooter in the mall. So we knew at least that much, and fortunately we were able to stay on the cell phone with him the whole time, and that did make us feel better.
And as a police officer, he's trained for these types of events. Was he telling you what to do in the moment?
Yes, he did tell us that we were doing the right thing, and staying in the dressing room was the correct thing to do.
So let's just talk about what you were feeling, what was going on inside. How frightened were you two? And there's Sandy obviously wanting to protect your daughter, Courtney, as well.
Yes, it was quite scary just because we didn't know what was going on.
And Sandy, in the future, is this going to deter you, at least make you think twice before you head out to another crowded shopping mall?
It'll definitely be in my mind. It's gonna always be there. It won't prevent me, obviously, from going out again. But I think it'll be a little while before I do.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, we are so thankful that you are okay this morning, and that you were able to join us and tell us your story, and that you ultimately were able to turn to your father for some help.
Thank you.
Thanks. And of course, you can't blame Sandy for saying that she's going to at least think twice now before she goes out to another shopping mall. But she did say the police reaction was prompt, and it probably did prevent other deaths.
It's so scary when you think about it happening in a mall. It's
That's right. And they were fortunate to have their father on the phone with them too, walking them through every step to take.
Well, it was really interesting to hear their perspective.